after investigators say a 5-year-old boy was murdered. Now his 11-year-old brother is being investigated for first-degree murder. Not much has been made public about what exactly led up to the boy's death, but what we do know is that this happened last night at a home on South Jericho Way in Centennial. Arapahoe County Sheriff's deputies tell us the victim's brother is in custody at a nearby youth detention center. Denver 7's Claire Lavazorio reports from Centennial tonight. She spoke with neighbors who are still trying to wrap their heads around what exactly happened.
We're going to remain on scene as PD clears the house.
You're listening in as first responders arrived at a home in Centennial's Parkview neighborhood Tuesday night. That's where investigators say they found a 5-year-old boy dead. The suspect, according to deputies, is the boy's 11-year-old brother, who now faces a murder charge.
It's really hard to accept something like this.
As drones and dogs help piece together how this happened, neighbors like Judy Rouse are trying to wrap their heads around it.
I don't know. It's just hard to believe.
Denver 7 met another longtime neighbor as the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office searched a wooded area behind the family's home Wednesday.
Learning about what's happened is just devastating because they're the ages of my nieces and my nephew who went to Timberline. I went to Timberline.
Parents in this Centennial neighborhood tell me all of their kids are very close. They play outside together and attend nearby Timberline Elementary. That's why this death hits so close to home. The principal at Timberline Elementary, just down the street from the crime scene, sent this letter to parents, notifying them of an unexpected death of a kindergartner. The email said law enforcement asked the district to not release the student's name during the active investigation, while law enforcement works to figure out how this happened. Neighbors are sharing this message for the boy's family.
I think it's so easy to say, how did the parents not know? How did this happen? But without judgment, you know, neighbor to neighbor, we're here for you.
In Centennial, Claire Lavazorio, Denver 7.
What happened to our world? What happened to the United States of America? What happened to this world, folks? This happened in Denver, Colorado. An 11-year-old boy unalived his 5-year-old brother. Neighbors in the area said they are shocked. There's not a lot of information coming out, but police were searching a large area. There's tape all around the house. Neighbors said the victim and his brothers were playing outside days before. Folks, I don't even know what to say anymore. All I can say is, this didn't happen when I grew up. None of this happened when I grew up. This world has changed, and it's changed for the worst.
Breaking news, an 11-year-old has taken the life of his 5-year-old brother and has been charged with first-degree murder. Legal experts say that they have never seen a case like this before. Authorities say they responded to the Colorado family home around 5:30 p.m. last Tuesday. This was after callers reported a death in the home. When deputies arrived, they found a 5-year-old boy deceased inside of the home. They said cases of this magnitude involving such a young suspect are very rare. A legal analysis says that they cannot recall another case of someone this age facing this type of charge. However, because the law in Colorado states that until you are 12 years old, you cannot be charged as an adult, meaning the 11-year-old will remain in juvenile detention care. This also means sentencing options are significantly different from what an adult court would render, and that options are more limited with a suspect this young. However, juvenile court systems do allow prosecutors to seek significant penalties due to aggravated crimes. They could seek up to a 7-year sentence for the aggravated crime. At this time, the sheriff's office says the investigation remains active, ongoing, and they will continue to process the crime scene. Furthermore, due to the suspect and victim in this case both being minors, details are very limited, and the cause of the 5-year-old's death has not yet been released. In Colorado, first degree, a class 1 felony, involves intentional or premeditated thought, or extreme indifference to human life, meaning it is deliberate and pre-thought. Juveniles under 10 cannot be charged, and if you are over 12 years old, you will be tried as an adult. However, because this suspect is 11 years old, he falls right into the middle. To stay up to date on this case, make sure you click the playlist below. I'll keep you guys updated. What do you think? Drop in the comments.
On Tuesday, March 10th, Police responded to the 5200 block of South Jericho Way at 5:30 p.m. to a 5-year-old being unalived by his brother. Okay, so on March 11th, the police said that the suspect is the victim's brother, the older brother, and the 5-year-old is the younger brother. The coroner is not releasing the cause of death of the 5-year-old. Both of their identities are being withheld. So there's not much to the case. It's just that right now it's being investigated as a homicide by the 11-year-old. But the 11-year-old cannot be charged as an adult in Colorado. So he is being charged with first-degree murder of his brother. And the 11-year-old is being held at the Marvin Foote Youth Services Center in Centennial. So this is really crazy. A lot of people are asking, where are the parents? Why weren't they there? How did this happen? And all of that. But I feel bad for the 5-year-old because he couldn't defend himself against the 11-year-old. And I think that they should release this little boy's name, but I understand he's a juvenile and they cannot do that. But hell, what do I know? I'm just a talking head.
Y'all, I truly cannot even begin to wrap my mind around this. An 11-year-old boy from Colorado has been arrested on a first-degree murder charge. This was over the death of his 5-year-old little brother. So an 11-year-old killed his 5-year-old sibling. Absolutely gut-wrenching. The 11-year-old has not been identified due to being a minor, but he is currently in custody after deputies with the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office were called to a residence in Centennial, and this was on Tuesday, March 10th. That is reportedly near Denver. According to reports, the older sibling is now being investigated for the murder of the younger sibling. It's not really known what led up to the murder of the youngest brother, or police have not released those details. Neither one of them have been identified either, as I said, due to them being minors. A cause of death has also not yet been listed, and neither has a possible motive. It was said that under Colorado law, the suspect cannot be prosecuted as an adult because the minimum age for a juvenile case to be transferred to adult court is age 12. Therefore, this case will remain in the state's juvenile justice system. Sentencing is also way different than that in adult courts. Reportedly, this investigation does remain ongoing. On Wednesday, which was the day after the murder, the scene or the home and the area around it was being searched, as you can see here in this picture. The victim was reportedly only in kindergarten and attended Timberline Elementary School. The school couldn't release any info either because both children were minors. This is absolutely terrible, and I really can't even imagine. Their parents lost two sons in one day. My prayers definitely go out to them. I can't think of anything that would make an 11-year-old want to take the life of a 5-year-old. It's just awful. For more true crime,
an 11-year-old took his 5-year-old brother's life. An 11-year-old from Centennial, Colorado was taken into custody today by Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office. The cause of the unaliving is still under investigation. The 11-year-old older brother is now facing a first-degree unaliving charge and is currently being held in Marvin W. Foote Youth Services Center in Centennial, Colorado. What I want to know is, where the hell were the parents when all of this was happening?